On tonight's show, we travel to the heart of Willimantic to take a look at a local business. Jack Petrucci is joined by Sara Pisanelli from Eastern softball team as they approach the end of the regular season. We have an update on the aftermath of the fire at the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. Ryan Gable is here with a look at one men's lacrosse player's stellar performance from the weekend, and an update on the Masters, including Tiger's sensational comeback story. This and more on the April 18th edition of ETV News.
And good evening, everyone, on this Thursday night. It's April 18th. I'm Connor O'Malley.
And I'm Paige Matheson. Thank you so much for joining us.
In this week's ETV News Spotlight feature, we travel to downtown Willimantic to highlight a local business. Take a look.
My name is Angie. I am from West Hartford, but I moved out this way about a year and a half ago, actually 2 years this month. When I moved out here, I was teaching free classes for the community, collecting food donations for the local pantry. And someone approached me, the people that own the building approached me, heard that I was teaching free classes, mentioned that they had a space, and within 2 months, I opened Yoga on North. So Yoga on North is located where the old lily pad used to be. So 34 North Street in the Bliss Marketplace, and there are several other businesses. I want to say 7 or 8 other businesses within this marketplace. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop. You can get plants, you can have things framed, you can get a tattoo, vintage clothing, yoga classes. There's a lot of really great things that are unfolding in this building. So Yoga on North is primarily yoga classes, all levels, all humans, always. I wanted to make yoga affordable, approachable, and accessible for people. I wanted to create a community for people to come in, socialize, have fun, exercise, feel healthy, and just feel part of something. So I offer gentle classes, moderate yoga flow. I have a really lovely rest and restore class on Sunday nights. There's the bar fusion, the fun one Friday night, happy hour at the bar. It's only $5. I run specials for students on Thursdays, run specials for teachers on Tuesdays. So really just trying to capture all areas and make sure that people know that, again, it's affordable, it's accessible, it's approachable, and we're here. Every month I have at least one workshop that's on the schedule, and if you go onto the website under the tab YOLO at YONO, it's You Only Live Once, I want people to have experiences, not think of it as events calendar. They're priced so people can actually attend them. I end my classes with a relaxation at the end where I typically have some sort of phrasing or mantra that people can take with them throughout the rest of their day, just on staying grounded when things get chaotic. Remember, we have that stillness inside of us and we can tap into that. So I think offering people those little messages, offering them those phrases that they can recite to themselves, helps them keep calm on the inside so they can better be part of their community and keep the calm around them.
Eastern will host its 11th annual Town Pride Townwide Community Beautification event on April 27th. Activities will take place at various project sites across the Windham region from 9 a.m. till noon, with a community gathering at Hurley Hall patio on campus from noon to 1 p.m. Eastern Center for Community Engagement will deploy more than 200 Eastern student volunteers to more than 18 project sites during the day.
Marilyn Malerba, Chief of the Mohegan Tribe, will be the commencement speaker at ACSU's 129th commencement exercises on May 21st at the Excel Center in Hartford. Malerba will also receive an honorary doctorate degree at the ceremonies. She became the 18th chief of the Mohegan Tribe in August of 2010 and is the first female chief in the tribe's modern history. Malerba has achieved an exemplary career in the healthcare and tribal governance fields. Not only has she served her community with distinction, she has brought national recognition to the state of Connecticut as well.
Earlier this week, Eastern's chapter of the Public Relations Student Society of America hosted an event. The reporter Maggie Shaw traveled to the Student Center for the first annual PRSSA Communications Mixer.
On Monday, April 15th, right here in the Betty Tipton Room, the Public Relations Student Society of Eastern hosted their first annual Communication Mixer. The event featured a variety of communication professional guest speakers, refreshments, along with free photography headshots for student resumes. The mixer started off with a panel discussion and then ended with an informal mingling session, providing students with networking opportunities. We talked to Public Relations Officer Emily Graham after the event.
I'm really excited about the turnout. There were 5 professionals in the communication field to have a panel discussion, so that was really cool. There was also a large turnout of students and alumni, so PRSSA really looks forward to having this communication mixer event in the future in years to come.
Lastly, we talked with the alumni who had some important advice.
That I learned from studying PR at Eastern is to not be afraid to make mistakes. I currently work at a public relations agency, and every day, whether it's writing or attending meetings, you're always messing up, always making mistakes, but what makes you successful is learning from that. So you have to take that and put it into your everyday work.
Eastern students seem to enjoy learning firsthand about the changing field of communications and discovering different career paths. This was Maggie Shaws reporting for ETV News.
Eastern's theater department opens to Damascus, directed by Dr. Pellegrini, on March 23rd and will run until March 28th. This collaborative show stems from the work done in the theater's experimental theater class. The show starts in the Proscenium Theater of the Fine Arts Building, and audience members will be ushered throughout the show to other parts of the building. It will be like nothing you've ever seen before. For more information on how to reserve your tickets, you can call the box office at 860-465-5123.
On Monday, March 22nd, the Women's Center will be holding Take Back the Night. This event provides activities and performances surrounding campus interpersonal violence and how to prevent it. The event will take place in the Betty Tipton Room and Student Center Theater from 6 to 8 p.m.
Eastern is home to a number of different clubs, and every Wednesday, members of the Eastern community come together for Best Buddies. Founded in 1989, Best Buddies became America's first national, unified, social and recreational program for people with intellectual disabilities. While at the meeting, we asked club members what their favorite part about the club is.
My favorite thing about being in the club is the friendships, the atmosphere, and the events that we have in the club. They include anything from a dance-a-thon fundraiser, my first semester with Best Buddies, all the way to the friendship walks, where we try to promote inclusion and more friendships. The friendship ball, which is a Connecticut event through Best Buddies, and we celebrate the end of the year with all our friends and all our chapters.
The hockey games, apple picking, friends, and lots of apples, and friendship blocks, and Best Buddies ball.
If you are interested in joining Best Buddies, stop by one of their meetings that take place every Wednesday at 3 p.m. in the Student Center Room 219.
The idea of whether hypnosis is real has been constantly questioned, and reporter John Pellegrino traveled to the Student Center to try and get the answer to that very question.
Sleep all the way in, dropping down all the way. Very good.
Whether it's at a birthday party, project graduation, or fundraiser, hypnotists are one of the most popular forms of entertainment for group events. However, there's a stigma that comes with the legitimacy of hypnosis. Is it a real phenomenon or just a big hoax?
Nah, man, it's mad fake.
No.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
No, I think it's fake. This past Wednesday, experienced hypnotist Lorenzo Manzi traveled to Eastern and gave insight on his work.
Hypnosis is a natural state that everyone goes in and out of every day of their lives. It's when your conscious mind goes in the background, your subconscious mind goes in the foreground, so you're highly suggestible.
After the show, freshman Lisa Rondinelli, who participated, was pleasantly surprised.
I was one of the people up there getting hypnotized, and at first I was like, all right, well, I had an open mind to it, so I was like, all right, I'll try it, I guess. And I actually got hypnotized, and I didn't think that was gonna happen. For me, I drifted kind of in and out, cause one funny comment from my friend that I knew was like, haha, I know her, and snapped me off for a little bit. But then he say sleep, and I'd be out of it again.
Jarrett Soltis, another student at Eastern, was in doubt about hypnosis at first.
I had mixed emotions about hypnotism before I took part in it. I kind of always thought that it was possibly a hoax and it was more acting. After I went through it and experienced it in front of a whole group of people at my post-graduation, I think that it's pretty safe to say that it's a real thing for sure.
Manzi welcomes the skeptics to get involved in his performance.
They just have to be open to it. They don't have to believe in it. They don't have to believe that it's even real, but they just have to follow my simple instructions and want to do it. I encourage it. I will ask who thinks hypnosis is fake, and I want them to come up and volunteer because I want to prove to them and their friends that it is real.
Whether if it's real or not, hypnotists sure know how to put a show on. For ETV News, I'm John Pellegrino. When we come back, Jack Petrucci will be here with another installment of ETV One-on-One as he sits down with Sara Pisanelli from Eastern softball team. Stay with us.
Remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of ETV News' One-on-One, where this week I am joined with junior shortstop Sara Pisanelli. Sara, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
So, you were formerly at Mark Sheehan High School in Wallingford. So kind of take me through the recruiting process, when it started, what schools were looking at you, and what ultimately decided you to go to Eastern Connecticut.
So I started looking at schools about the first month of my senior year of high school. My top two were Western and Salve, but I decided to go with Eastern because I really liked the campus. The class sizes were perfect. I like how you're able to have that one-on-one relationship with your professors. Also, the team, they were very welcoming to me. I definitely saw myself being a fit there, and Coach really stood out to me with her competitive drive for softball and pushing her players to the best of their ability.
So your junior class has made a mark really since you guys got here. There's 7 of you who have, like I said, really made an impact on this program. How have you seen it, where how you 7 have made such a good impact on this program since you got here?
Yeah, so we definitely came in as a big group, but we all instantly bonded. So we have a really cohesive group, and we all work really well on and off the field together. And then this year we definitely stepped up as leaders in showing the underclassmen how Eastern softball is ran basically by playing for the people who came before you and playing for one another.
So going off that question, you have 3 seniors in Callie Duthry, Jackie Lewis, and Kayla Santos, who you personally have got to play. Now this is now your 3rd year under. What do you think they've done for you personally as a player and as the team as a whole?
For me personally, I think they definitely have helped me get through a lot of difficult situations. They definitely made an effort to build relationships with me, and definitely will keep in touch as they move on with their lives.
So earlier in the season at Rhode Island College, you lined a 3-run home run to left field, which ended up being your 100th career hit, which is a great milestone for the program and yourself. Just take me back through that at-bat for you.
So, I mean, it was just another at-bat for me. I wasn't really thinking this could be my 100th hit. So I went in with a positive attitude, and I was just looking for my pitch, and I was ready to crush it.
So you guys have been at the top of the conference this entire year and have had an unbelievable start to the season. What is it going to take for you guys to continue this momentum and finish out strong?
I think just keep working hard in practices and taking it game by game. Definitely playing Eastern softball, which is pitch by pitch, out by out, inning by inning, and we go from there.
Well, once again, I'm joined by junior softball player Sara Pisanelli. Sara, thank you for the time.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick commercial break and be right back after these short messages.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me.
Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included and I knew that I was going to be okay.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
This morning, Attorney General William Barr held a press conference just hours before a redacted version of the Mueller report was set to be released. At the press conference, Barr explained the findings of the special counsel's investigation.
As the special counsel report makes clear, the Russian government sought to interfere in our election process. But thanks to the special counsel's thorough investigation, we now know that the Russian operatives who perpetrated these schemes did not have the cooperation of President Trump or the Trump campaign, or the knowing assistance of any other American for that matter. That is something that all Americans can and should be grateful to have confirmed.
Democrats questioned why Barr was having a press conference, including Democrat Congresswoman Madeline Dean.
There is absolutely no reason why he would have a press conference. After all, today should be the release of the Mueller report, not the Barr press conference. There's absolutely no reason for the Attorney General to preempt a report that's not even out with a press conference. I'm wondering what the purpose of that is.
President Trump spoke about the release of the Mueller report earlier today at a Wounded Warriors event hosted at the White House.
And they're having a good day. I'm having a good day, too. It was called No Collusion, No Obstruction. There never was, by the way, and there never will be.
Barr is expected to testify in front of Congress about the release report, as some members of Congress have called on Robert Mueller himself to travel to the Capitol Hill to testify.
The Notre Dame Cathedral, located in Paris, France, caught on fire Monday. The fire spread quickly through the 850-year-old church in 13 minutes after the fire reported the centuries-old spire collapsed. The cathedral is not only an important landmark to the people of Europe, but to everyone around the world, including Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi.
What a tragedy, and just such an historic place. Of course, a place of religion, a place of culture, a place of history. I remember going there with my family when I was a girl and taking my own children there, my grandchildren going, just sort of a central place of faith.
Through the fire, numerous pieces of artwork survived and were seen being loaded into trucks. France's President Emmanuel Macron had vowed to get the cathedral rebuilt.
Since the cathedral first caught fire Monday, supporters come in from all across the world from many different people, institutions, and organizations, each pledging their support to make sure the iconic cathedral is restored. A fundraising effort that has now topped $1 billion has been contributed to by billionaires behind L'Oreal Cosmetics, the Louis Vuitton brand, and the Pinault family, which operates a luxury brand conglomerate. Officials say it could take months to assess the damage, and experts say it can take between 10 to 15 years to fully restore the cathedral.
Even though the 2020 presidential election seems a ways away, things are starting to heat up. South Bend, Indiana Mayor Democrat Pete Buttigieg, who has skyrocketed to national political scene over the past few months, announced his run for the White House this past weekend. And during that speech, he talked about what he is running for is bigger than just winning an election. The Democratic presidential field is now up to 19 candidates as President Trump gains his first primary challenger of 2020. Former Governor of Massachusetts, Bill Weld, announced his intentions to challenge Donald Trump in the Republican primary. Weld questioned whether Trump is really a Republican.
So I don't think Mr. Trump is an economic conservative. He hasn't vetoed $1 of spending. I like the tax cut. I cut taxes 15 times. But you know, I'm not sure how serious Mr. Trump is about governing, honestly. He has a one-word environmental policy, hoax, a one-word immigration policy, wall, and you know, I think sometimes his lack of experience and preparation for the office shows.
The last time a sitting president lost their primary was back in 1856 when President Franklin Pierce lost the Democratic primary to James Buchanan.
Netflix is nearing 150 million subscribers. The streaming company added 9.6 million new subscribers in the first quarter of 2019, according to its latest earnings report. It now has 148.8 million subscribers globally. The company predicts it will add another 5 million in the next quarter, but Netflix's growth could take a hit as Apple and Disney streaming services are entering the market later this year.
And in national sports, now let's send it over to ETV Sports' Ryan Gable, who has an update on the Masters Golf Tournament. Ryan?
Thanks, Paige. Welcome to this week's Sports Update. I'm Ryan Gable. The 83rd Masters Tournament took place this past weekend, and there was certainly an event to remember. It was all about Tiger Woods, the man who could be considered one of the greatest golfers of all time. After the first round, Tiger wasn't even in the top 10. Woods needed to play his best golf in the second round in order to not fall too far behind. That's exactly what he did. Tiger was tied for 6th at 6 under halfway through the tournament. He continued that momentum into the third day, where he jumped into second place, only trailing Italian Francesco Molinari. Tiger couldn't get ahead of Molinari during the first 11 holes of the final round, but he was consistent. The 12th hole proved to be Tiger's time, as Molinari doubled bogeyed and Tiger took sole possession of first place. And Woods continued to play his consistent game the rest of the way. Now, let's take it to the 18th hole, where Tiger is on the green and needed to sink this putt for the Masters green jacket.
The return to glory.
Celebrating the victory with his son. Such an emotional moment indeed. Tiger's happy, his son's happy. You just absolutely love to see this sight. And now Tiger next is going to go hug his mother. Such again, a wonderful event. You know, exchange of words between the two. Just his 5th green jacket. Such an incredible day for Tiger and the game of golf. And finally, Tiger hugs his girlfriend. Again, such an emotional moment they had. Again, at one point, Tiger, you could say, was on the rock bottom, but now he is back on top. You see Tiger saying hi to fans. Again, walking through the green his final time on that Sunday, wearing a special red shirt. You absolutely love it. Jim Nantz called Tiger's win, quote, the best event I've ever covered. It means a lot coming from a guy who's been covering the Masters for 30 years. Here's Tiger talk about the back nine of the final round.
Different scenarios that could have happened on that back nine, and I've been in that spot before. I've been in a position where I've won, and I've been in a position where I've lost. But I just kept telling myself that at least I'm in that position. Let's go ahead and we have a lot of holes to play, and I was able to handle the heat, down the stretch and pull off some of my best shots.
Woods also reflected on what this year's Master Tournament means to him.
Just to come back here and then to play as well as I did and did all the things, all the little things well this week, and to do it here. This has meant so much to me and my family, this tournament, and to have everyone here. It's something I'll never, ever forget.
Tiger finished at 13 under and earned $11.5 million for his victory. One of the greatest moments in sports unfolded, and it was certainly a sight to see. Once again, congratulations to Tiger Woods on winning his 5th green jacket and his 15th major tournament. In Eastern news, the men's lacrosse team had a home game this past Saturday in a Little East Conference matchup against UMass Boston. There was excitement throughout as the game went into overtime, and it was the Warriors who finished on top with a 14-13 victory thanks to senior Matthew Rougeau, who finished with 8 goals and tied his career high dating back to last year in the Little East Conference quarterfinals. Rougeau also scored the game-winning goal in overtime to clinch the victory for the Warriors. Now, here's a highlight made by the ETV Sports staff that truly displays Rougeau's stellar performance against UMass Boston.
What a shot by Rougeau! Goal from 34, Matthew Rougeau. Spins around one defender, rips a shot, and puts it in. Matt Rougeau. How about a hat trick for him too? Go. For space. What a shot! Matt Rougeau taking it all in. 4 goals on the day for the senior. For Schwanzi. Rougeau, he's got it! He's got it! Matt Rougeau for the game! And the record for Matt Rougeau, he ties it. He ties his own record for 8 goals in a game in walk-off fashion.
Matthew Rougeau is certainly an essential piece to this Warriors team, and they are going to need him in their next game on Tuesday against Little East Conference opponent UMass Dartmouth. And that will do it for this week's Sports Update. For more info on Eastern Athletics, visit our website at GoWarriorAthletics.com, and make sure to follow us on Instagram at ECSU Athletics. I'm Ryan Gable. Now let's send it back to Paige and Connor.
Thanks, Ryan. That's it for this week's show.
Thank you so much for joining us. To keep up to date with all things ETV News, be sure to follow us on Instagram at ETVNews_ and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Eastern CT Television.
Also, make sure you like us on Facebook at ETV News ECSU. And if you have any ideas for things you'd like to see on the show, email us at etv@my.easternct.edu. I'm Connor O'Malley.
And I'm Paige Matheson. We'll see you next week, Eastern.